So in Section 6, we will discuss the exemptions to the Fair Housing Law where fair housing laws do not apply. So it is important to realize that not every instance of what appears to be a fair housing violation is in fact a violation. There are several areas of the Fair Housing Act that the Fair Housing Act does not cover. Most have to do with either the number of units in a particular facility, or if a person is selling their home and they do not have the aid of a realtor or real estate agent. There are also some other key exemptions that housing counselors need to be aware of. So first, the Fair Housing Act contains several exemptions on the federal and state level. So for example, religious organizations can show preference to members of the same religion when offering non-commercial free housing, such as shelters or nursing homes. However, you must note that the current law forbids faith-based organizations who receive federal grants from discriminating among recipients or applicants for services based on religious grounds. The Fair Housing Act contains several exemptions on the federal and state level. These additional ones would be that the Act does not prohibit private clubs, not in fact open to the public, from limiting the rental or occupancy of non-commercial lodging to members. Note that this does not address the issue of whether a private club may discriminate when admitting members based on race. That type of claim will fall under the Civil Rights Act. So housing discrimination based on familial status will not apply to housing qualifying for exempted status, such as housing for older people. So if there is housing intended solely for the occupancy of persons 62 years of age or older, or if at least one person 55 years of age or older live in each unit, and it would be at least 80% of the unit has somebody age 55 years or older. So if a family was trying to rent, it would be okay to say no to that family if it was intended for persons who are older. Also know that when somebody is personally selling or renting their single-family home, it's owner-occupied, they are exempt from coverage, providing the following conditions. So the owner does not own or have any interest in more than 3 single-family houses at one time, and the house is sold or rented without the services of a real estate licensee or the facilities of any person in the business of selling or renting dwellings. And on the federal level, the Fair Housing Act does not cover owner-occupied dwellings designed for occupancy by no more than 4 families living independently of each other. This is known as Miss Murphy's exemption. And the term comes from the U.S. Civil Rights Act of 1968 and was used to describe a property owner of limited number of units whose real estate transactions did not involve the use of a broker or an agent. So then our next poll question asks, where should we turn when we run across a fair housing violation? Do we go to HUD? Do we go to the Attorney General, Fair Housing Center? Do we contact the state police? Or do you feel like you are not really sure what to do when someone experiences a fair housing violation?